Here we go. No, I don't really want you on my shoulder. Ow. Ow. Hi. Yes, I love you so much. You're pulling my hair though. Hi. My no sick bean. Can you get down? Can you get down? Get down. Get down. Ow. Mummy needs to clip your claws. Come here. Oh, you are a nightmare. Come here then. Good girl. Come here. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Stay on my lap. There we go. That's nice. You gonna stay there? That's gonna fall if you do that. So don't do that. Good girl. That's it. Stay over there. Hey guys, welcome to today's video, and starting a bit different today because today I have on not a lick of makeup. This is my complete bare face. I've also just not done anything to my hair because I just wanted it to be as natural and normal as possible, because I don't really see the point in me sitting here and talking about my skin and how I've changed things about my skin and blah blah blah, and then have a face full of makeup so you can't really like see anything. And I have tried to make this video as like normal brightness and colour wise as I can, but it is so bright today that this is with my blinds down, like in my bedroom, and the light does keep changing, so I'm really sorry. Anyway, this is my winter skincare routine. Now, if you know me, or if we've spoken about skincare stuff before, you will know that I've never really had a skincare routine. I've never really been that big into skincare, which kind of takes me straight into what I wanted to start this video with, which is that I truly believe most of the stuff to do with skin and skin problems is down to genes, genetics, what you've been passed down, and also just kind of like luck and like randomness. I really do believe that. Like all this stuff about this will make your skin worse and this will make your skin better, I've never really bought into, and I feel like I'm kind of a perfect example of that, because up until I got ill with lupus, genuinely, and this might seem like, I don't know, gross to some people, I don't know, my skincare routine was legit a splash of cold water on my face in the morning and then a bit of simple moisturiser, and I used makeup wipes to take off my makeup all the time, my entire life, and that's about it. And I don't really, like, I've never suffered with acne. I do get the odd spot. I've got a tiny little one here, you can see, and a tiny little one here, which feel like it's hormonal. This one, I get a lot of hormonal stuff here on my chinny chin. But yeah, I normally just get like one, and it'll be really quite painful and really quite big, and then it'll disappear on its own. But I also am a spot popper. Sorry if that's too much info. I just want to be real with you, because a lot of people want to know, like, how do you deal with acne? Yeah, I squeeze it and pop it, and then I clean it up, and then I keep doing that until it goes away. That's always been the way I've been. I'm not suggesting you do it. I'm not at all like a dermatologist or anything. But yeah, second thing I want to get into is the way my skin looks now. So I know that to some people, you might look at my skin right now and think it's bad. And if you are new here and you've found me through this video, hi. I have lupus. I have systemic lupus, which does affect my skin. And this all here, and then here, is called a lupus butterfly rash, because it looks like a butterfly. These are the wings. So that's what that is, and this is the best it's been of a winter since I got ill. And all of this here can look like acne, can look like spots. That definitely looks like a spot. It's completely flat. That is totally flat. It's my rash. It kind of looks bumpy, and it looks what I call mottled a lot of the time, and that's just the nature of it. But it's actually totally flat and smooth. Like if you were to feel my skin, there is not a bump. It might look that way, but there is not, other than these two that I told you about. But this is all totally smooth, but I know it can look like acne sometimes, but I swear to you, it's not. Right, so kind of like, why did I do this? Like, why did I well, where did this come from, or what made the change. It wasn't just my lupus. So last winter I had like the worst winter of skin I've ever had, because the thing is with lupus, I haven't even like looked at what my eyebrows look like today. Legit haven't done anything to myself today. I wanted to be as natural as possible. Yeah, so last winter I had the worst winter of skin that I've ever had in my life. Like, I just had so many problems with my skin. And you know what? It actually started with my eyes. So I started noticing that after I was taking off my eye makeup, my eyes were going really swollen and sore and red. And that has never happened to me before. Like I said, I've always used the same couple of brands of makeup wipe, baby wipe, makeup wipe, to take off my makeup. The simple ones, or the number 7 white pack with the blue little thing, because they brought out a blue pack and my skin did not like those. Ben accidentally bought me them once, and yeah, no. I've always had incredibly sensitive skin. Like, it's ridiculous how sensitive my skin is to everything. So I've kind of literally found what works for me when I was literally 13 and never changed. Like, unless I've been forced to, because actually I always only use the simple makeup wipes until they changed something about them and all of a sudden my skin hated it and it was making me red raw. So then I tried the number 7 ones, mainly because my mum uses a lot of number 7 stuff, and she was like, I'm sure it'll be really good for your skin, like, because it's so sensitive, and it was fine. So those are my like go-tos. But yeah, so I was just taking my makeup off as normal, but every single time, you know, first couple of times you think this is just a fluke. Maybe I've rubbed too hard. Maybe it was the makeup was harder to get off. I don't know. But it just was kept happening for like months. And I was like, this isn't normal. Then I broke out in this insane rash around my eyes, and I'll include photos here. And it was in the insides of my eyes, on the outer corners of my eyes, and then here on my lip, really randomly. But it had the exact same like texture in all places. I did get a couple of random patches of it as well on my face, and that's when I started to think this is lupus related, right? So I went to my rheumatologist, discussed it, and saw a dermatologist, who, the dermatologist I saw was absolutely useless. Like, genuinely, just, he was. So nothing, he didn't even, I don't even think that was his main concern. So then actually since I've been referred to an ophthalmologist to have a look at it, because it also, my eyes kept getting, like I said, really swollen, but also really watery, like they just will not stop streaming. And actually the scar on the inside of my eye, I don't know if you can tell, but on this side particular, look, it's like it scarred me here. And now I've got all this texture on my eyelids that I never had before from that rash, like literally where the lines of that rash were, the scars there. So I know it scarred me, but I also know that that can happen with lupus rashes, so I do think that was lupus related. But it meant I had to figure out how to take my makeup off. I obviously avoided makeup as much as I could, but I do love makeup, like just the creativity of it and feeling like a different person every time, because I love doing different looks every single time. And like, so yeah, I missed it, so I did it, and I had to find a way to take it off without that happening. So I looked everything up, what's the best for swollen eyes, blah blah blah. Everything said micellar water. I've never used that before. I genuinely thought it was a scam. I thought it was just literally like flavoured water in a cup that people were charging loads of money for and people were buying into, because let's face it, society really profits off of us women and our insecurities that they give us. Yeah, I won't go into that rant today, but yeah, so I looked it up, and there was a brand, I think it was Garnier, that was recommended by ophthalmologists, and it was said on it that it was like dermatologically tested or something. There was a specific phrase I was basically told to look for. I found that one in the shops, I used it, it was still happening. It was definitely better than the wipes, it was still happening though. So then I thought, okay, well, I'll try the simple micellar water. Simple products have been my go-to my entire life because of the problems I have with sensitivity. I tried that, and this whole time I was using it with cotton rounds. Cotton wool balls are an absolute no-go. Cotton wool makes me want to die. It's so awful, it makes me want to cringe. to death. So I can't use cotton wool balls, and I just was using cotton rounds because they're just flat, and I was trying not to touch them very much, and I often like damped them down loads with the product so that I couldn't feel how cottony they were. And I used those for a while, and I used Simple, and I thought, yeah, this is a little bit better again, but still not quite. Like, I'm still having this reaction with my eyes. Then, just by fluke, I got a Soap and Glory set, I want to say maybe for Christmas last year, because all this started in like October last year. I mean, sorry, not last year, 2018. And I think I got a set for Christmas, and it had a cleanser in it that was also for removing makeup, and it said on it how to use it, and I was like, okay, I'll try that. Like, I've always been fine with Soap and Glory products, so then I used that with the cotton rounds. And again, it was like a little bit better, and I thought maybe it's the cotton rounds, like my skin's just not used to that. So then I started using it with a flannel, which has now become my take off makeup routine, where I will, I wet my face, I get some of the cleanser on my hands, I rub it all in, gently of course, getting rid of all the makeup, and then I wet my flannel and I wipe it off super gently. I then normally do that a second time because I do use a lot of like waterproof makeup because I want it to be waterproof, especially because I have these streaming eyes and this problem with my lupus. I don't want my makeup to budge all day, so I do use a lot of waterproof makeup, making it harder to get off, so I normally do that a second time. Then I started looking up like, okay, how can I get rid of this for good? And everything kept saying hot wet flannels on your eyes will take the swelling down, it will make the rash go away. And so I started doing it. I started doing it multiple times a day in the beginning because they were so bad. You'll see from the photos that I'll include, but they were really, really bad, and it worked. It really started to go away. So then I incorporated that into my everyday makeup like take off routine. If I was taking off my makeup, that was now part of it. So I would do the cleanse and wash off with my flannel twice. Hair's driving me nuts. And then I would make a really hot flannel, like as hot as I could stand it, and hold it over my eyes and also on my lip when that was there, but that's been fine this year, touch wood. I felt like it was coming back a couple of times, but it hasn't come back the way it was before. So yeah, I was doing that, and that seemed to work, and I was like, well, hey. Then because of the hot flannel stuff, I started looking up like the benefits of hot flannel with your skin, and especially the skin on your face, and found loads of stuff to suggest that just having a hot flannel over your face once you've done your makeup off, once you've taken it off, is really good for your skin and your pores and stuff. So that's now, so then I kind of was like, I've kind of ended up with a mini skincare routine, which I've never had before, and I've been doing that since the beginning of 2019, so a whole year now. That's become my like norm of taking off my makeup, using the hot flannel, and touch wood, I haven't had any of the like rash or the really bad swelling. I still do get like the watery eyes. That's something that I am going back to the ophthalmologist about, but yes, a lot of that stuff was gone. Well, hey, so I've been going about my normal business, and then bang, we get into like October, November, just gone, 2019, and out of nowhere, I'm like, oh my God, it's all coming back. This mottled like skin was all coming back. Like uber dryness like that I've never had before in my life. I was like, oh, great. Here we go again, like the same stuff, because that was all happening in 2018 along with the stuff with my eyes. It was just that the eyes stuff, because being your eyes, felt like more of an emergency. I tackled that and it kind of seemed to help the other stuff. Now I don't have the eye stuff, but like as soon as the weather got colder, it was literally like pure mottled like mess, and just looked bumpy. And even if it wasn't bumpy, it looked really bumpy just to look at. Not if you were close to me, like I said, like there's no texture there if you're close up, but you know what I mean, it just looked, and it looks really like angry and violent, like it goes really red and purple. That's just like the nature of lupus. But this dryness as well, like I was like, I don't know what to do about this. I've never suffered that bad. I've always considered myself to have combination skin, but it was super bad this year, and I was like, this is, oh, it's just doing my nutting, like, because and it also felt awful, like as in my skin felt irritated constantly from the dryness. So I was like, I'll just moisturise more. Like, it's really dry, fine, have some more moisturiser. So I've always used, since I was literally 12 or 13, Simple's light moisturiser. It's meant to have like nothing in it, it's just meant to moisturise. I've always used that. I started upping that. I only normally use it once in the morning. Normally I'd get up, wash my face, literally just, like I said, splash it with cold water. I'd go down, have my breakfast, come back up, get dressed, and then I'd moisturise. So I was like, okay, well, I'll now moisturise at night as well. And occasionally I added in like a deeper moisturiser or a moisturising face pack. Again, I absolutely love Simple's face mask for to de-stress. Their de-stress one is lovely, especially after or on a flight, if your skin gets really dried out on flights like mine does. But anyway, yeah, so I was then at the point where I was moisturising more, and I was like, this isn't cutting it, it's still really bad. So then I started looking up like, okay, ways to tackle super dry skin, and everything I saw was like, you actually need to wash your face more. And I thought like any products would dry it out more, but I was like, okay, if that's what everything's saying, because genuinely is the advice I found everywhere I went on the internet. So I decided, okay, fine, I'm gonna actually properly wash my face morning and night. So I get up now and I have a little skincare routine, which I will cut to now. I was then doing the same exact thing at night. So at night I would wash my face with the cleanser or with a face wash, and then moisturise. And it still wasn't cutting it. And you know what, I could all of a sudden just feel, once I started cleaning my face more, I will admit it improved, but not fully. And I was like, okay, I can actually feel that this moisturiser isn't enough. Like, it just felt like it wasn't penetrating my skin enough to get proper moisture in there. It was like, it was just moisturising the outer layer or something. I don't even know if this is like, if that even can happen. That's what it felt like. So then I was like, okay, well, I've always known that Simple do their light one and then they do like a deep hydrating one of their moisturiser, which I've gone between throughout the years. Like, if ever I can't find the light one, I'll get the heavy one. So I was like, oh, I'll try that. So I got the heavy one. So then it became wash my face and then use that twice a day, and that changed everything. Like, it improved my skin so much. Almost all of the mottling went away. I will admit as well, I saw my rheumatologist at the start of October, and I was having real bad problems with this butterfly rash that I have. It's always there, but it sometimes, even if it looks like today, it really doesn't look that bad. Okay, it can literally look like I'm bruised of how like red and purple and dark it can go. Even on days where it would sometimes look like this, where it doesn't look so bad, it would feel like my skin was a volcano underneath the skin, like pure hot, burning, uncomfortable and painful, like so burning that it was painful, which I know is again common with people that have lupus and suffer with the rash on their face. So I spoke to him about that, and he actually gave me a steroid injection and said, let's see if that helps. And it has. It helped nearly straight away. He said it would last a few months, which means it is wearing off now, and I can tell because sometimes that keeps coming back, where I have had like a few months of it not all feeling that bad, which is amazing. I'll be obviously bringing that up when I see him next. He wanted me to report back to him how I found it, because that's the first time we've tried that. So yeah, also that obviously helped with my lupus symptoms, but after doing that and changing to the deeper moisturiser and the washing my face twice a day, it became so much less mottled, and obviously helped the dryness as well. Then I incorporated stuff like, okay, I just need to maybe be like kinder to my skin. Like, maybe it is that age is a factor now. I am in my late 20s now, so maybe I need to start treating my skin like I'm not 15 because I've always treated my skin the exact same as I did when I was 13 in every way, and maybe, you know, I need to accept that that's not the case. And I've never bought into that, because I always thought, oh, you're still in your 20s, like, you're not old. You know, I always thought you really need to start looking after your skin when you were like 60. in terms of your skin changing and you needing to worry about that kind of thing. I genuinely thought you'd have to be like 60. But maybe it is that. So I thought, okay, I'll be gentler. So I've gone from like, I legit used to just get my towel and be like, to dry my face. Now I'm a dabber. Dab very gently. I do wipe, but I don't rub. I'll wipe sometimes, but especially around my eyes, I only dab. And that also has made a huge difference to how my skin looks after I've done all of that. It doesn't look as angry and red and upset, and that is also probably down to my skin being really sensitive. Like, why would it want to be roughed up the way I was doing it? My cats are deciding to fight right by my camera. Play fight. They do love each other, but still. The other thing was also when I got really, really dry, I seemed to get more spots, and that never made sense to me because I was like, I thought spots came from like oil. But genuinely, when it started getting really, really dry and like to the point where it was like scaly, flaky grossness, I also got more spots. And genuinely, since starting this little skincare routine, I don't have half as many spots. Even when I'm due on, like normally I wouldn't just have this little baby, you know, I'd be covered. But that's the only time, I know I said I didn't get acne, the only time I will get like more than one spot is when I'm like the week before my period is due, and they'll normally be like little tiny annoying ones like this, which I'll always get around my jawline. Are you two quite alright? And yeah, the spots have got loads better since doing my skincare routine. The other thing is I've started, because I've actually really enjoyed doing it as well. Like, I always couldn't be bothered. I was always like, that's the main reason I didn't, was number one because I didn't feel like I needed to, because my skin was always fine for me. I wasn't ever bothered about it, so I never bothered with it. And I was just like, oh, who can be bothered like to go through all that faff and have all those products? But actually I've really enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed seeing like my skin change. And so now I've started trying new stuff as well. I've tried eye creams, I've tried different face masks and face packs and things like that. And I am actually going to do a beauty favourites video because of all of this. I've found loads of new beauty products that I love that I've never used before. So look out for that if you want to know kind of what extra products I use and love. But yeah, my other thing is just if I still am having a day where I'm like, oh my god, like it's so dry or mottled or whatever the issue is, I'll whack on. I really prefer sheet masks to like peely ones. Especially I like the Garnier Moisture Bomb ones. I really love that Simple De-Stress one. I also love the Soap and Glory ones. Those are my like faves. I have also used in the past the Yes to Tomatoes ones. I like those as well. But I have a whole video where when this was all, was it when this was all happening or just before? I was having loads of problems with my skin and I tried out loads of face masks because they were all the rage and I wanted to get involved and see if they actually worked. So I will link that as well so you can find that, because I tested loads of different ones and rated them and found best ones that I still use now, like over a year later. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really just like, I'm always an advocate for just like accepting yourself as you are. And like I said, like I know some people would be sitting there saying that's easy for you to say when you admit you don't have many skin problems, and I totally get that and I accept it. But really, like, we've been told that all these things are problems by a society that just wants to make money off our insecurities. That is actually the bottom line. So genuinely I spend more time without makeup than with, and that's always actually been how I've been. Even if I have spots, even if I have flaky gross skin, I don't care. I'll just walk around as I am, because you can just take me as I am or not at all. I also just think like skin is skin and it's gonna do weird things sometimes, and don't be too hard on yourself, don't hate on yourself for it. It is what it is, and don't feel like you need to develop a huge routine if you're not all into that. If you can't afford it, the products, or if you just don't want to, or you don't enjoy it, then good for you. So what? Like, do whatever's best for you. I've actually like really enjoyed I've actually really enjoyed doing it, and for me it was more about the actual physical comfortability of my face. Like I said, when it was that dry, it was itchy, it was just so uncomfortable. I can't even describe it. My skin just felt irritated 24/7, and I couldn't live like that. Like, I have enough issues with lupus and fibro without adding in like an uncomfortable face. So yeah, that's this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you found it helpful or you did enjoy it, please do give it a like and do subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to upload twice every week at the moment, with sometimes a little bonus video on a Sunday if I've got the energy to do so. I am chronically ill. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.